Hello, you're watching News Mongolia and MNB World. I'm your host Ayundalur Basanho. Our top stories. 1,171 new cases of COVID-19 recorded in Mongolia. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State to visit Mongolia. President Xi had a telephone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping. For other news, stay tuned. The Ministry of Health provided its latest updates on COVID-19 status in Mongolia. 1,171 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded in Mongolia, and 6 people died of complications. As of today, 1,171 new cases were confirmed nationwide, bringing the total number of COVID-19 cases in Mongolia to 148,424. Within the past 24 hours, 3,489 more patients have recovered. Unfortunately, 6 more patients aged between 41 to 80 died due to COVID-19 complications. Out of today's cases, 544 cases were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar, and 627 were confirmed in the provinces. As of today, 10,013 COVID-19 patients are being treated at hospitals. Out of them, 208 are in critical condition. Additionally, 15,175 people are being treated at home. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Ruth Sherman is traveling to Japan, the Republic of Korea, and Mongolia from July 18th to July 25th. In Tokyo, Deputy Secretary Sherman met with Japanese officials to discuss a broad range of issues, including combating the climate crisis and enhancing global health security.
Leadership,
Deputy Secretary Sherman, Japanese Vice Foreign Minister Takeo Mori, and South Korean First Vice Foreign Minister Choi Jong-kun will meet to discuss trilateral cooperation on addressing shared challenges, including regional security issues such as the DPRK, as well as climate change and global health. The Deputy Secretary will then travel to Seoul for meetings with Republic of Korea officials to discuss bilateral and multilateral cooperation on shared priorities, including the climate crisis, pandemic relief, and post-COVID-19 economic recovery. From Seoul, the Deputy Secretary will travel to Ulaanbaatar to meet with the Mongolian officials to reinforce the Mongolia-US strategic partnership and to discuss shared values of democracy and defending human rights, including freedom of religion and respect for different cultural identities and practices. Throughout the trip, the Deputy Secretary will reaffirm the U.S. commitment to working with allies and partners to promote peace, security, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific and to upholding international rules-based order.
It had Arlen Specter.
Thank you for staying tuned with us on MNB World. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
President Xi had a telephone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping last Friday. During the call with the Chinese counterpart, President Xi talked about the two countries' cooperation in tackling COVID-19. President Xi congratulated the Chinese Communist Party on its centenary and congratulated President Xi on eradicating poverty in China. The two sides discussed strengthening cooperation in implementing coordinated development policies and programs, working toward bringing trade turnover between Mongolia and China to up to $10 billion in the coming years, and improving trade and infection control measures at border checkpoints. The heads of state expressed their support for normal economic cooperation and gave relevant duties and directions to the organizations involved on both sides of the border. The meeting's agenda also included the discussion of Mongolia, Russia, and China's trilateral economic corridor.
And now let's look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. As the warm summer days continue, Ulaanbaatar residents who have stayed at home for nearly 2 years due to COVID-19 restrictions and lockdowns are getting out of town to spend their vacation days in the countryside. Those who are staying in the city are trying to spend their holiday engaging in healthy leisure activities such as hiking and jogging. However, some say that residential settlements and fences close to the foot of mountains are making it difficult for hikers and joggers to access trails.
This is Bayong Old Mountain located in Songkhaerakhan district. As you can see, there are many fences and yards here, making it difficult for hikers and joggers to access the mountain area. If I want to get to the mountain, it seems that I would have no other option but to trespass through someone's yard. Let me go this way and see if I can get through. As you can see, we have encountered a dead end. Their area is fully occupied by private yards and fences. If you want to go hiking, is there a path? How do you get to the mountain?
There's no path. If I want to get to the mountain, I guess I'll have to go through someone's yard. People complain that there is no path leading to the mountain. We used to go to hiking at Zumbaying Mountain, but now the valley has become a residential area. It's full of fences and there is no space left for parking. People owning land near the outskirts of the mountain are more concerned about the size of the plot they own than leaving a path for access by hikers and joggers.
There are more than 30 trails that lead to Bogtan Mountain. However, only one of them is currently accessible to the public, while the others are blocked by fences and other enclosures. More than 400 hikers a day use this trail.
It's really difficult to access the outskirts of the mountains when there are so many fences and private residences. This is the only trail left.
We used to hike at Chinglita Mountain as well. There's nice nature there, but it became really difficult to access.
There are no public areas left, which is quite a problem for hikers. This is the only trail left. Of course, it would be good if many trails and public areas were left for people going to hike in the mountains.
There should be a solution in regulations. For example, after 4 or 5 lots, there should be a street or path leading to the mountain.
City residents say that the city's authorities should pay stricter attention to creating public areas near residential neighborhoods in popular mountain areas, and to regulate the placement of the fences and courtyards that block trail access.
And here's the weather forecast for major cities around the world. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for staying with us on News Mongolia. See you tomorrow with more stories and updates. Please follow MNB World on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a great evening. Goodbye.